Her heart strongly thumped, and I couldn't help but bury my face into her smooth fur. "It's so good to see you, Sable," I whimpered into her coat. I slowly fainted and lost consciousness. Darkness engulfed me, and for a while, I was lost. Suddenly, I was hurled down as if I was free-falling from a cliff, just like I had done by jumping into the Viam Sea on that day 6 years ago. But I never hit the water and kept falling into the pitch darkness below. My heart thumped so fast as the fear of the unknown gripped it. Finally, I heard a faint voice calling out to me, and I landed on something soft. It was like dropping on black cotton or a dark cloud. Collecting myself, I tried to glance into the direction from which the voice was calling my heart. A dim light could be seen in the distance. Getting up, I began to move towards the light. It was guiding me to it. The nearer I got, the brighter it became, and the relaxer my heart got. Its warmth filled me up. It seemed to be alive and pulsing, like a beacon. The ground underneath my feet was not hard, so my feet sunk in at times. Finally, I reached the place with the source of light. It shone so bright that, for a few seconds, it hurt my eyes, which had been in the dark for so long. Squinting them, I watched the source and found that it was a pure white wolf. Not just any wolf, it was Sable. Her snow-white fur coat was impeccable and seemed to be glistening with some kind of light emitting from her heart. My whole body shuddered seeing her as I raised my hands, turning them into fists. I rubbed my eyes with them, thinking this was just an illusion and she couldn't be real. But opening my eyes, I found her to be still standing there, all majestic on her 4 paws, staring back at me with her blue eyes. They held so many emotions. She was breathtaking. With a trembling hand, I reached out to her in an attempt to touch her fur. My whole body quivered. Seeing her alive and well, I had stopped dreaming that this day would come again when I would be meeting my wolf. "Sable," I weakly called her out, my voice shaking because of the emotional ordeal I was going through. Recognizing me, Sable lowered her head and let me pet it. My fingers went to her fluffy, soft fur, and a sense of belonging passed through me. She took a step closer and nuzzled my cheek. Her tongue darted out and soon she was licking me. I giggled as her coarse, wet tongue slobbered my face with her saliva.
"Anna," she called out to me, and I tightly embraced her, throwing myself onto her.
She was warm, and positive energy radiated from her body. Her heart strongly thumped, and I couldn't help but bury my face into her smooth fur. "It's so good to see you, Sable," I whimpered into her coat.
Same, Anna. That bitch Ruby injected us with a very powerful aconite. Not only that, it was infused with dark magic, which suppressed my abilities inside you. Our connection was severed, and I could no longer communicate or transform.
My heart broke several times hearing Sable's words. Fresh tears leaked out and buried into her fur as I kept on holding her.
But I was always there with you, listening to you, keeping watch over you. I tried to break free many times, but I always failed, until a few days ago when we reconnected with our pup. That connection weakened the spell and I was able to finally break free, Sable explained, making me extremely furious and frustrated.
"Ruby has destroyed our life. We will give her a fitting death," I announced to her.
We will, and you are on the right track, Anna. Congratulations on becoming the alpha of your pack, the first of your kind in our region. I am super proud of you. It gives me immense pride that I am your wolf, and together we will achieve many new goals, Sable expressed her joy.
"Yes, we will. We were always a great team, but now we will soar to new heights," I added, and Sable leaned back from me and spoke urgently.
I am loving this bonding between us after such a long time, but it's time for you to wake up. Our mate is here. You must go meet him.
I was left slightly stunned by her words. "Mate?" I confusedly murmured, but she was already pushing me to wake up. Everything twisted. The darkness, the light emitting from Sable, the soft black cotton, and I was propelled back into reality. My eyes slowly opened only to find myself in the arms of someone whose addicting scent was all I could smell and his warm embrace was all I could feel. My eyes adjusted and collided with the deep blue oceans of Asher. So many sentiments and emotions he carried in that moment for me.
And then he said the sacred word with utmost affection and love, mate. I found no signs of Oliver or Ruby. Annoyed and raged, I continued to prowl through the grounds, when one of the Omegas came running to me. Restless, he informed me. Alpha Carol has been injured. We have shifted her to the infirmary. My heart dropped into a bottomless pit. First Oliver and now Anna. I felt my whole life crumbling. Take me to her, I ordered with my hands clenching into tight fists. He respectfully bowed and said, "Follow me, Alpha King." We hurried along. The closer I got to the infirmary, the more my heart became agitated. Blaze suddenly became restless in my head. He stood on his hackles and growled in pain. "What's wrong?" I grumbled to Blaze. "I can sense our mate, our second chance mate. I can scent her. She is inside and she is injured," he painfully growled. Hearing his words sent a euphoric rush running through me. I picked up my pace and pushed past the door to enter the infirmary. The packed doctor and nurses had all gathered around Anna as she lay unconscious on the bed. The urge to rush over to her gripped all my senses, and then it hit me. The scent of cherries and chocolates was so tantalizing that my mouth watered. Never in my life had I smelt something so delicious, not even my first mate. It made my head spin. The pheromones her body was producing were enough to send Blaze into a frenzy. My feet automatically moved and I pushed past the doctor and the nurses, letting out threatening growls. Step back. The world was fading away, and only she and her scent seemed to exist. Blaze was painfully howling in my head. "Mate is hurt. Anna is our mate." Everyone instantly made way and stepped further away from me, seeing me as someone unhinged at that moment. I had always felt this unholy attraction towards Anna and the way Blaze always reacted to her. Reaching near her bed, I saw she had been covered with a white sheet, and I could see her naked shoulders. Her head had a bandage on to probably cover the wound that must have been inflicted on her. Her scent mingled with mine and created a unique fragrance for me, and I couldn't help but take a deep whiff and call out to her. "Anna." Reaching forward, I took her in my arms and sat down on the bed. The sparks ignited between us, rushing through my whole body like a river of satisfaction. My heart eased, and a missing piece of my heart seemed to drop into place, completing it. "She has a head injury. I have stitched it, but she will need some rest." The doctor carefully spoke from behind me, seeing me pick her up. I grunted and continued to stare at her beautiful face, brushing away her auburn hair, which was clinging to her face. Blaze deflated like a balloon, having her in our arms again. "I can sense her wolf. She has awakened," he slowly informed me, prompting me to lovingly call her again. "Anna." She stirred in my arms, and a grimace formed on her face as I understood she must be in pain. My fingers brushed her forehead and creases disappeared under my touch. Slowly, her mesmerizing emerald eyes opened, and she stared at me in recognition, only for them to change color. The blue mingled with green, and I knew her wolf was taking a peek, trying to see us, especially Blaze. "Asher," she called out to me in an emotional tone. Her trembling hand reached out and cupped my cheek, making me melt under her hypnotic touch. It brought me immense calmness that reached my heart and soothed it. "We are mates," she spoke, trying to blink away the happy tears. The realization hit her in abundance, and I could see her coming to terms with the news. "We are," I happily announced, letting Blaze gaze through me and peek at our mate and her wolf. I reconnected with my wolf. She was always there inside me. Her abilities were repressed due to aconite and the dark magic Ruby had used, she informed me, swiping her thumb lovingly on my cheek. A jolt of rage passed through me at the revelation. The murderous intent passed through me. Blaze raged upon hearing that his mate had been hurt so deeply. "I am going to enjoy tearing that Ruby apart limb by limb and then feasting on her heart," he announced. "Ruby has cost us so much time. She needs to die. We might have been able to sense each other when you were with me on the island. She had cost us 6 years apart." I promptly told Anna, and she nodded her head and spoke. "Yes, how I wish things had turned out differently for us. But we have found our way to each other, and with the return of my wolf, we need to find our son. He is our top priority now." "I know, Anna, I know." I watched her tenderly, and everything about her seemed to have intensified. Her beauty, her scent. I was still staring at her when she spoke again. "I was attacked in the woods by some ninja assassin. His movements were quick, and I didn't even see his attack coming. And when I injured him with my knife, he transformed into a gigantic wolf with blazing red eyes. I had never seen such intense eyes before. Luckily, I was able to kill him mid-transformation. But something is going on, something dangerous. She narrated everything to me with a hardened face. Now I understood her injury. This shows that she has a lot of support from the Shadow Howl pack. Only they can hire and send assassins like that to your pack. Their objective is very clear and it makes me mad. I continued to hold her close, my body screaming to have her plastered to our bare skin. They only have one objective: to somehow create misunderstandings and rifts between us so they can succeed in their goals, she hurtfully said. With the new bond weaving between us, it physically hurt us both to even think about separating from each other. Don't worry, Anna. No one can tear us apart anymore. You are my fated mate now, and I will always protect you with my life. Bending down, I finally claimed her cherry lips. I had been dying for a taste. And this time, they tasted exactly like cherries dipped in sweet melted chocolate. She shivered in my hold and deepened the kiss, letting me relish her. Oh, I wished to just live in this moment forever, but we had placed to be. We were interrupted by the older woman who had led us to Ruby's whereabouts before. Unwillingly, I let go of Anna's lips and straightened up, turning my attention towards the woman. Sorry to interrupt, but Ellie is missing too from her room. I went to give her some food and your room was empty and the door was open, she solemnly informed us. What? Anna let out a frustrated sigh.
Ruby satisfactorily watched Oliver lying in the cell of the underground bunker she had secretly built. Everything was going according to her cunning schemes, and she was super proud of herself for orchestrating this evil plan and successfully kidnapping Oliver. She had also installed a special device which messed up mind links so Oliver wouldn't be able to mind link with his dad. She was confident that this step would deal a devastating blow to the Night Shadow Warriors pack and couldn't help but have a sense of accomplishment. She had been watching Asher and Anna frantically searching for their child from the many secretly installed cameras and let out a triumphant laugh. They had no clue where to look and were all over the place while their child was secretly being kept right under their feet.
Oliver sadly watched his parents searching for him and his heart pained. It will give you the most excruciating death once they find me, Oliver threatened with a shake of his head.
Ruby turned to him and answered with derision. If they find you now, they will be like my puppets, bending to my every will.
The gloominess fell over Oliver's saddened heart. The young child knew he was their weak spot, and they would do anything this evil woman would ask of them in return for his safety.
Ruby continued to taunt him. After a few hours, she was interrupted by a call from one of her minions. Yes? The warrior you sent against Anna has been killed by her, and she has shifted into her wolf, he informed her in a shaky voice, knowing how cruel Ruby could get at times. What? I am going to check that out myself and distract them. Where is Anna now? She was injured, so she has been taken into the infirmary, her minion answered. She couldn't believe that Anna had gotten her wolf back. Ruby thought she had killed it for good. Seemed like it was more persistent than she had imagined. Stomping her feet on the ground, she left her seat. She had dressed herself in old baggy clothes, which mostly Omegas wore. Spraying herself with a scent blocker and putting on a wig, she squeezed through the secret door to access the situation and keep misleading them. She quietly walked, keeping a low profile and her head too. Everyone was panicking in the pack, looking for Oliver. She made her way to Anna's room. She would leave a torn piece of Oliver's shirt there. It will keep them thinking. As she opened the door of her room, she found it wasn't empty. Instead, there was a little Omega girl inside. Ruby quickly closed it and returned to her secret location, not wanting to be caught. She had observed through the cameras earlier and knew where Asher was, while Anna was in the infirmary. So who was this little girl? And what was she doing in Anna's room, she wondered.
Unbeknownst to Ruby, Ellie had recognized Ruby and decided to trail her on her own. She quietly left the room and followed Ruby, keeping a distance. He was very familiar with her pack, and her small size helped her keep in the shadows while understanding where Ruby must be going. Ellie deliberately pressed her shoes to the ground, leaving clear footprints. Ruby entered through the trapdoor behind some wild bushes, and Ellie held out her small foot just before it closed. She waited for a few seconds and then opened it to crawl inside the tunnel which led to the underground bunker. She slowly made her way inside without making any noise. She arrived at the large bunker, which had a cell where Oliver was being kept, and a small operation room right across it, where Ruby had all the screens to monitor the live feed from the cameras. There was another room beside the operating room where Ruby's guards were. Ruby was sitting with her face towards the screens and her foxy eyes meticulously observed what was going on. Her back was towards the prison cell and the tunnel opening so she didn't see Ellie crawl inside. Walking on cat feet, Ellie approached the cell door, built from stainless steel bars. Oliver was stumped to see her and he shook his head at her for arriving alone and not bringing help. Ellie awkwardly smiled and checked the bars to see how strong they were and if she could break Oliver out or maybe get the keys from Ruby somehow. She wished to break Oliver out without being detected.
Her luck was not in her favor, and her scent reached Ruby's nose. She turned and was horrified to see the same Omega girl standing outside Oliver's cell. "You? I won't let you disrupt my plans," Ruby yelled out, terrifying Ellie.
Oliver banged his tiny hand on his forehead.
"Guards, get this lowly Omega and bring her to me," she barked, notifying her guards.
Ellie was frozen in her place from fear. Her legs shook as she wrapped her arms around herself with eyes widened in fear. 2 guards came running and grabbed Ellie as if she was some kind of criminal. She shook and began to openly cry as they dragged her towards a very enraged Ruby.
"You enjoy meddling in other people's affairs. I will teach you a lesson for that." "Guards, kill her," she heartlessly said, making Ellie squeak out in horror and cry loudly.
Before guards could act on Ruby's orders, Oliver's voice, loud and clear, came through the prison cell. "Stop! Listen!" Everyone turned to watch the little boy, Ruby with narrowed eyes, guards with skepticism, and Ellie with some hope.
Although Oliver wasn't fond of Ellie and saw her as a threat to his mother's affections, he found her actions to come to save him alone extremely stupid and wished to roll his eyes. But he couldn't just let her die. He had to intervene. The content of this chapter can be disturbing for the readers. Discretion is advised. Her actions may have been stupid and reckless, but she was still trying to save him. Oliver stared coldly at Ruby and called her out. His revulsion for the woman was so visible on his face. "If you hurt her or try to kill her, you will never find what you are looking for." Oliver very well knew Ruby was after the moonstones his father had.
Ruby huffed, placing her hands on her slim waist and facing Oliver. "Elaborate," she squeaked in that annoying voice of hers.
"I know about the moonstone you are after and where my father keeps it. I can cooperate and let you know, only if you won't hurt Ellie."
Huh. How can a small child such as you can know about the location of something so important? Do I look stupid to you? Ruby barked in annoyance.
Oliver wanted to say, "Yes, you do." But he kept his tongue in check. Their lives were in her hands. "I might be small in size, but I carry the wisdom of 1,000 men. My father knows of my caliber and never hides any information from me," Oliver told her, clutching the bars of his prison cell and stealing a look at Ellie. She was trembling from head to toe.
Ruby had heard the rumors that the young prince was extremely smart and way more intelligent than the kid his age. The way his gaze unsettled her and the way he had let out his aura before at the party of Lancelot, she had begun to believe he was no ordinary child, but she didn't wish to reveal that in front of Oliver. She needed to stay in control, baby. But for now, I can't let this brat ruin my plans. She needs to be punished for trying to sneak in and disrupting them. Guards. She flicked her fingers and they instantly shoved Ellie to the ground. She landed hard on her hands and knees, scraping them.
A cry of pain escaped her as her knees got badly bruised.
The guards began to kick her violently, while Ruby triumphantly watched. Not a fleck of remorse could be seen on her evil face. Instead, she relished in this moment of victory and the power she held over their lives. Failing to understand they were mere children, Ruby was too cold to understand those motherly instincts.
Ellie screamed in pain while Oliver helplessly watched her vet out atrocities to a child. His knuckles whitened from the pressure he applied on his hands while clutching the bars. "Stop! Don't!" he painfully yelled, the rage coursing through him. If only he was strong enough. Regrets circled him like vultures, ready to gnaw at his flesh.
but the guards only stopped when Ruby spoke with a smirk. That's enough for now.
Ellie was bruised enough to stop moving and even squirm. She lay there helplessly crying while Ruby coldly laughed, her voice echoing in the underground bunker. You are an evil woman, and you will get your retribution. Oliver spat out, with tears filling his eyes. He felt sick to his stomach seeing what she had made her guards do to a helpless little girl.
We will see, she coldly answered, signaling to the guards to throw Ellie inside the prison cell with Oliver. They dragged her by her hair and, opening the barred door, threw her in.
Oliver quickly rushed to Ellie and began to inspect her wounds. Her face, arms, legs, and abdomen were seriously bruised, and she had no strength to even move. It will be fine, my parents will find us, Oliver slowly whispered to Ellie, who was softly crying from pain. His tiny hands comforted her as he pulled her into his lap.
Ignoring the two kids, Ruby knew what her next move was going to be. She extracted her phone, which had an untraceable number. It was time to torment Anna and Asher some more. She called Anna and waited for her to pick up. Once she did, Ruby began with an ultimatum. I have Oliver and that Omega girl you left in your room. If you want them back alive, tell Asher to hand over the moonstone. Ruby thought Asher only had one moonstone instead of 6, and Oliver had been smart enough not to reveal that part to her as well. Anna gasped painfully hearing Ruby's threat. She had suspected that this was all Ruby's doing, and now it had been confirmed. Controlling her urge to yell her frustration at Ruby, Anna cunningly questioned, "How can I know you haven't killed them already? Show me proof that they are alive." Anna had asked this question so, if Ruby would show her a video of them, she would be able to analyze where she was hiding them. You will have to take my word for it, Anna. They are alive for now. Leave the moonstone in a secure place. I will text you where, and I will let them go. Don't act stupid, Anna, or you know. Ruby quickly cut the call, not wanting to take a chance to prolong the call. Even with the untraceable number, she didn't want to risk it. She rubbed her hands together. Her plans seemed to be coming together nicely now. Once she gets Asher's moonstone, she will have 2 moonstones, one for the Shadow Howl pack and the other one she would keep for herself. She proudly thought and wickedly grinned.
The news of Ellie's disappearance was another blow to us. I have to go find her. You go and look for Oliver, I dejectedly told Asher, and he agreed. I mind-linked with Edward and asked him to bring 2 of the finest warriors of the pack who were good at tracking. He arrived soon and we set out to look for any clues. I decided to start from the pack house. Ellie seemed like a smart girl, and I hoped she had dropped some clue as to where she was going, or if she was taken by Ruby. Leading away from the pack house, we found some footprints of a child, which seemed to have been deliberately made as they were embedded deep into the place which had damp soil. I knew in my guts that these had been placed by Ellie. I tried to mind link with Ellie but found resistance. The connection was disturbed and I couldn't reach out to her. Seemed like she was being kept somewhere underground or in the same place where Oliver was. Ruby must have been using some kind of device which inferred with the mind link so we couldn't reach them through it. Check these footprints and tell me how old they are, I asked one of the tracker warriors. He squatted on the ground and took a deep look. His finger felt the dirt underneath. They are quite fresh and seem to belong to a child, he concluded, making me nod while deep in thought. I now had these footprints and knew they would lead me straight to Ruby's hideout. We were getting close to wherever she was keeping the kids. I decided to call Asher and let him know about my findings. As I extracted my phone, I received a call from an anonymous person. There was no caller ID. All my senses sharpened, knowing this had to be Ruby, calling me from a secret number. Quickly, I received the call, and the most annoying voice on earth fell on my ears. Her mere voice was enough to make my blood boil in my very veins. I knew why she was calling. She was going to make threats. I have Oliver and that Omega girl you left in your room. If you want them back alive, tell Asher to hand over the moonstone. Her ultimatum came through and all my fears were confirmed. She indeed had my children. My whole body shook from the rage I experienced. Never had I thought this woman could fall so low to kidnap kids for her revenge plans. But I had to play along. She was a dangerous woman and my kids were under her clutches. I knew she would keep the kids alive still to get any clues. I asked her to show me video proof, but she refused, saying that we should leave the moonstone in a secret place within the next 2 days. Once I confirm that the moonstone is original, I will let the children go. Anna, don't try to act smart with me. If any of you tried to trick me, you will never see your children again. You will get your moonstone, Ruby. Don't harm the kids, I told her solemnly while clutching the phone tightly in my hand. I had to keep myself from trembling. He cut the call after that, and I kept staring at my phone. I knew Asher had some hackers at his disposal, and they might be able to track this call. I needed to go talk to Asher and plan how we were going to move ahead with this plan involving moonstones. For now, the dumb bitch thought Asher only had one moonstone under his disposal. I rushed to find Asher. He was still carrying out the search operation. Asher! I called out to him as soon as I saw his tall figure in the distance. He turned at my voice and came rushing towards me with a hardened face. Let's go to my study. I need to speak with you on some serious matter, and don't want anyone to hear us. Reaching the study, I closed the door and held onto his arms for support. I told him everything Ruby had said. His body went extremely rigid under my hold and his lips formed a flat line. Ruby seems to have become even bolder than before. It seems like there is a strong influence behind her. She can't pull such tricks alone, Asher stiffly said. We need to identify who is behind her. The real puppet master who is pulling her strings. His assumptions seemed true, but my heart just couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of playing these sick games of hers. My tears leaked out as I leaned into Asher and he tightly held me to himself. I can't wait anymore. My heart is being crushed. Thinking that witch has my children. What if she did something to them? I openly cried in his arms, completely breaking down once again while clutching his shirt for support. Only he was allowed to see this vulnerable side of me. Asher didn't loosen his hold on me as I tightly held his shirt, looking for solace and any strength to just keep myself together. Burying my face in his chest, I inhaled his intoxicating scent. The steady rhythms of his strongly beating heart eased my nerves. I seemed to be drowning, and Asher was my only lifeline. His hand held my chin and dipped it upwards so I could stare into his eyes. His fingers wiped away my tears before his lips softly caressed me. I melted with the feelings he invoked. Greedily, I latched onto his lips, prolonging the kiss, soaking everything he had to offer. It got intense as I returned it with fervor. Lost in the feel of his lips, my hands roamed his chest and shoulders. All those buried emotions for my mate surfaced, and I helplessly moaned into his mouth. My body was heating up and Sable was restless in my head. She wished to meet Blaze. Asher sensed the changes in my body. Taking a step forward, he pushed me back slightly. My legs hit my work table and he pushed me onto it, sending the papers flying in all directions. None of us cared for the damn papers. They could scatter all they liked. My hungry eyes met his greedy ones. It's time our wolves met and mated, Anna, he huskily spoke, and all my resolve of ever resisting him disappeared. Asher's heated gaze scanned my body like a hungry predator who was looming over his prey. Blaze shone through his eyes and I let Sable surface too. Mate, they murmured to each other. Blaze growled and Sable purred. Asher slowly pulled up my shirt, revealing my blazing skin to his ravenous eyes. Wherever his fingertips grazed, my body tingled. Ah! I slowly moaned as they brushed against my nipple. I can't resist you anymore, Anna. You smell delicious, he murmured against my starving flesh. Take me, Asher. Let me and my wolf heal. I need this, I breathlessly whispered back. Asher needn't be told twice. Opening his mouth, he took my exposed nipple inside his damp mouth and grazed the tip with his sharp fangs. His bite sizzled my soft skin. The pang hit directly in my secret garden, making it clench and my hips buck up from that hard table. Ah! I screamed my pleasure as Asher continued his onslaught on my tendered nipples. His hands slithered down my belly and inside my pants. His long index and middle fingers deftly parted my soft petals and sank into my warm depths. Hard and steady, he moved in a deep rhythm within me. My inner walls clenched against his digits, and I heavily moaned with my eyes closed. The sensations were overwhelming. The heat was turning me into a fucking volcano which would burst at any time. Squirming, I tried to move, but Asher's hand reached out and clasped around my neck, keeping me in place. With my head swimming in cloud nine, all I could do was feel his mouth on my nipples as he switched from one to the other. While he moved in deft but hard strokes within me, my walls clenched around him, and my thighs tried to shut close, but he kept them wide, wedging his knee between them. Our mate knows how to pleasure us, Sable hummed in pleasure, laying back in my head and savoring the moment of being worshipped by our mate. My hands slipped into his soft hair and pushed him further into my squishy breasts. He murmured, rolling out his coarse tongue and licking around the mound, slowly moving to the valley between my breasts and continued moving downwards. You are sweet, my precious mate, Asher hoarsely breathed out against my charged skin. He moved further down towards my navel, poking and licking it with his tongue. His hand slipped out of my damp, blooming core, hooking both his thumbs in the bands of my pants. He pulled them down, tossing them over his head. His eyes blazed with a feral hunger as the smell of my arousal wafted through his nostrils. Blaze hungrily growled through him as his eyes dipped and took in my bare, blooming core. I am hungry. I am going to feed on your nectar, Anna. My heart uncontrollably raced at the thought of being worshipped by him this way. His mouth widened and pressed to my blooming core as he took a deep suck. Fuck, I cried out, my back curving up and my toes curling from the pleasure that swept through me like a hurricane. A grip on his hair tightened, pushing his face further into my soft, damp petals. Deeper, I want you deeper, I moaned, and heard Asher's chuckle. He obeyed, plunging his long tongue further into my warm, secret hollow, angling it so it would reach the deepest parts, licking and stroking every inch of the soft flesh inside. My eyes rolled into my sockets as he tightened his hold on my neck and pinched my other nipple while he lapped at my core with his needy mouth. The pleasures rose through me like I had never experienced before, and the earth-shattering orgasm washed over me. My fluids leaked out in abundance, only to be devoured by my mate like a life-saving elixir. He didn't waste even a single drop. Asher finally lifted his head and glanced in my direction with mischief visible in his ocean blue eyes. Now you are going to take me like a good girl and scream my name when you come again, he naughtily said and straightened up. To consume from the orgasm he had given me with his mouth, I could only stupidly nod. My head was still swimming in the sea of pleasure. Unzipping his pants, he took out his hard, throbbing length. The sheen on its tip shone like a pearl, glistening under the light of my office. I could see the veins protruding from it as he stroked it in his right hand. His left hand reached out and grasped my thigh. Pulling me towards him, he adjusted me at the end of my desk and spread out my legs further with his knees, taking his position between them. I took a deep breath, readying myself as he guided the tip of his throbbing length to my waiting warmth. With one urgent movement, Asher sank into me, and we were woven into one. The swirling mate bond in my chest reached out like tendrils of love and wrapped us both in their embrace. I let out a low moan. Asher grunted as my inner walls contracted around him, squeezing his length from all directions. Fuck, Anna, he groaned heavily, lowering himself and claiming my lips in a mind-numbing kiss. His hips swayed as he began to move in deep, urgent thrusts within me. Blaze surfaced with a low growl rumbling in his chest, and I let Sable forward so both of them could mate and complete the bond between us. Asher's hips jerked forward, pushing further inside me. His thick thighs slapped against mine. He picked up the pace, faster and harder. Every thrust was followed by his ragged grunt against my lips. My insides burned and ached, and yet the pleasure surpassed every other factor. It was his thick, throbbing length that I could feel moving in and out of me. His tongue plunged into my mouth with a jerk and hit the back of my throat while his length twitched and waves of pleasure flooded through me. My legs jerked, and toes curled in my boots as I wrapped them around his waist. His back muscles tensed and relaxed with every movement as my hands reached out and held him onto me. Every inch of his sinewy body covered mine like a blanket of assurance and healing. The ecstasy of his movements sent my brain into an overdrive, and I screamed as Asher let go of my lips. "Come for me, Anna," he sexily demanded. His eyes were two slits of lust in that moment. He drove into me with relentless urgency, and with one final, deep thrust, both of us found release amidst euphoria and shivers. His body crashed over me, panting, and all my muscles went limp under him.